Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. In the gilded hush of a Calabasas morning, Kim Kardashian stood before a wall of mirrors, the house still wrapped in that rare quiet that arrives before the children wake. The mirrors reflected a woman the world knew well, entrepreneur, cultural force, reality television icon. But what lingered behind her eyes was something the cameras rarely caught. It was the weight of motherhood, complicated and tender, sharpened by the ache of knowing that even love, in its purest form, can be challenged by the law. Names, Kim had learned, carry power. They are identity and inheritance, protection and promise. They are the first gift a parent gives, and sometimes the first battleground. For years, Kim Kardashian had navigated public life with a practiced grace. She built empires from lip kits and mobile screens, studied law between bedtime stories, and raised 4 children in a world that watched their every move. Yet behind the glamour and the headlines, a quiet concern had begun to grow, one that had nothing to do with brand deals or red carpets. It was about her children's last names and what those names would mean as they grew older. The conversation had started innocently enough, on a school morning like any other. North, thoughtful beyond her years, had asked a simple question while tying her shoes. "Mom," she said, "why do people say my name like it's a headline?" Kim paused. Children ask the questions adults fear to answer. In that moment, Kim realized that her children weren't just inheriting a famous name, they were inheriting expectations, controversies, and conflicts they never asked for. The Kardashian name, once synonymous with ambition and reinvention, was something Kim had shaped with relentless work. She had fought for respect, transforming from reality star to business mogul and law student. The West name, on the other hand, carried a different kind of gravity, artistry and brilliance intertwined with unpredictability and public struggle. As Kim and Kanye's marriage unraveled, the lines between private pain and public spectacle blurred beyond recognition. Every disagreement became a trending topic. Every decision was dissected, debated, and judged by millions. But it was the children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, who remained at the center of Kim's heart. She had always believed that children deserved stability, especially when their parents' world felt anything but stable, and stability, she realized, often begins with identity. Late one night, long after the house had settled, Kim sat at her desk with legal documents spread before her. The pages were dense with language that felt colder than any courtroom. Custody agreements, parental rights, naming conventions. She wasn't rushing into anything. She never did. This was Kim Kardashian, after all, methodical, strategic, and fiercely protective. Still, the idea lingered. What if my children need my name more than his? It wasn't about erasing their father. Kim would never do that. She respected Kanye's role in their lives and honored the love he shared with them. But love didn't always equal consistency, and fame didn't always equal safety. Friends noticed a shift in Kim during those months. She became quieter in interviews, more careful with her words. When asked about co-parenting, she spoke with compassion, but there was a guarded edge beneath her calm. Those close to her knew she was weighing something monumental, something that could redefine not just her family, but the way celebrity parents navigate identity in the public eye. Legal experts speculated quietly. In California, changing a child's last name is no small matter, especially when both parents are prominent figures. Courts prioritize the child's best interest, weighing emotional well-being, stability, and parental involvement. It would be a complicated process, lengthy, public, and emotionally taxing. Kim knew all of this. She was studying law, not as a hobby, but as a mission. Every case brief she read, every lecture she attended, sharpened her understanding. She wasn't intimidated by the legal labyrinth. If anything, she felt empowered by it. But this wasn't a case study. These were her children. On a weekend afternoon, Kim watched Saint and Psalm play in the backyard while Chicago braided North's hair with clumsy concentration. Laughter filled the air, light and carefree. In moments like this, the world fell away, and Kim saw only what mattered, 4 souls depending on her to make the right choices. Would a name change shield them from scrutiny, or invite more of it? Would it strengthen their sense of belonging or fracture it? Kim remembered her own childhood, the security of her family name, the way her father, Robert Kardashian, instilled pride and resilience. That legacy had carried her through storms, given her footing when the world tried to reduce her to stereotypes. She wanted that same grounding for her children. The media, as always, sensed something brewing. Whispers turned into headlines. Kim Kardashian considers legal action over kids' last names. Speculation exploded across social platforms. Supporters praised her for protecting her children. Critics accused her of rewriting history. Everyone had an opinion, except the children themselves, whose lives were being debated like plot points in a drama. Kim remained silent. Silence, she had learned, was sometimes the loudest form of strength. Behind closed doors, conversations unfolded. Lawyers spoke carefully. Therapists weighed emotional impacts. Family members shared concerns and encouragement. Each voice added a layer to the decision, but ultimately it was Kim who would carry the responsibility. One evening, Kim joined her mother in bed, curling against her side. "Mom," she said softly, "you know I'm me no matter what my name is, right?" Kim felt tears sting her eyes. Children have a way of cutting straight to the truth. "Yes," Kim whispered, kissing her daughter's forehead. "You're you, always." That was the heart of it. Names mattered, but they weren't everything. What mattered most was ensuring her children felt safe, confident, and free to define themselves beyond the noise. As weeks passed, Kim continued to weigh her options. No court filings were made, no official statements released. The world waited, hungry for resolution. But Kim wasn't performing for an audience this time. This was motherhood in its rawest form, uncertain, deeply personal, and brave. If she chose to pursue legal action, it wouldn't be out of spite or control. It would be out of love, a desire to anchor her children to a legacy of strength and stability, one that she had built with her own hands. And if she chose not to, that too would be an act of love, trusting that her children could carry multiple identities, multiple histories, and still emerge whole. In the end, Kim Kardashian understood something many never would, that the greatest battles aren't fought in courtrooms or headlines, but in the quiet moments when a parent asks themselves what kind of future they want for their children. More than a name, this was about belonging. More than legality, it was about legacy. And whatever decision Kim made, one truth remained unshakable. Her children were her heart, and she would move mountains to protect it. The mirrors in her home would continue to reflect the woman the world knew, but beyond the reflection was a mother standing at the edge of a choice, ready to do whatever it took to ensure that her children's stories would be written on their own terms. Because sometimes a name is more than a name. It's a promise.